You think the reason you're stuck is because your fades. You think they need to be cleaner. You think your tapers need to be sharper. Your videos flashier. But deep down, a part of you knows that's not it. You know you're good with your hands. You know your work is solid, maybe even better than the next guy. But somehow, they're booked out, charging double, flying out, living the life you thought barbering would bring. And you're just sitting there in a packed shop doing back-to-back cuts and still wondering why your pockets won't reflect your effort. I've literally been there. I know that feeling in your chest when you scroll through IG and see a barber with half your skill getting all the attention, making the money you've dreamed of, charging $100 plus. You ask yourself, what the hell am I doing wrong? My name's Alan Karthikeyan. I'm the founder of Freedom Barbers and the Freedom Automation. And I used to think the answer was to hustle harder, cut better, post more, until I hit a wall that nearly made me quit. At one point, I was cutting 10 to 12 hours a day. No breaks, no strategy, just hustle. I was charging $25 a cut, praying for tips so I could make it through the week. I remember Uber eating Osmos late nights because I had no energy or time for anything else. And then I'd sit there and I'd go on Instagram and see another barber buying Gucci, driving Beamers, flying out to LA for celebrity cuts, and I just couldn't figure it out. Was I just not good enough? But one day I had a moment. I was cutting a regular good dude, good chill vibes, and halfway through the cut, he says, "Man, your cuts are so fire. I'm surprised more people don't know about you." That's when it hit me. I realized my biggest problem wasn't my skill. It was that nobody knew who I was or what I did. I was invisible outside of my chair. So that's when I dove headfirst into branding, content, and business. I studied how barbers were building demand, how they created desire before the cut, even before the client even sat in the chair. And what I discovered flipped everything for me. See, most barbers are stuck playing the wrong game. They think clients book based on skill, but that's not true. Clients book based on who solved their problem best. They book based on how they feel when they see your brand. They choose brand on trust, on story, and if you're not telling that story intentionally, you'll always be overlooked. I started testing things. I changed my bio. I started posting videos with emotion, with storytelling, started showing my face more, spoke directly to the people I wanted to come sit in my chair, not the barbers, actual clients. And 2 weeks later, I got a booking from someone who saw me on TikTok. That changed my whole life. It wasn't the cut, it was the content that brought them in. From that point forward, I stopped thinking like a barber and I started thinking like a brand. And when I did, I raised my price to 60, then 80, then 150. I had clients driving hours just to sit in my chair. I stopped begging for clients and I started choosing who I wanted to cut. My schedule booked out. My income 5x'd. My stress gone. But here's what most barbers just don't realize. If you don't take control of your personal brand, the market will ignore you, even if you're the most talented barber. And it's not even your fault. Nobody teaches us this. You're taught to hustle, to show up, to post your fades, but nobody teaches you how to craft an identity that attracts clients. That's why you're stuck. Not because you suck, but because you're invisible. And the worst part of it all, when you don't know what's really wrong, you start blaming yourself. You start thinking maybe you're the one that's not good enough. Maybe barbering just isn't for you. But I promise you, it is not your skill, it's your positioning. Because when people see you as a valuable, they treat you as a valuable. When they see your brand as a premium, they expect to pay you a premium. When your content tells a story, they connect, they click, and they book. Now, just imagine this. You walk into your shop, your day is already booked. Your clients are super excited coming in to see you. They know you but on a first name basis. They follow your content online and they trust you. You're cutting for people who respect your time, who value the masterpiece you're gonna give them, and you don't have to grind anymore. You're flowing now. And your content, it keeps working, bringing you clients while you're sleeping. That's what we help barbers build inside the Freedom Automation. Not just more posts, not just more likes, but a real brand that brings you clients. A real system that runs while you live. One of our clients, Brennan, for example, was stuck at $3K a month. He was a beginner barber. He had some skill, but no demand. After working with us, he just hit his first 10K month. The main thing that changed was his brand and his positioning. Another client of ours, Mahan, he didn't even know how to speak fluent English. He started at $20 a cut. Now he charges $100 plus. Built a brand, built demand, and now his life has been changed. But let me take you even deeper because this goes beyond money. It's about identity. When I was undercharging and overworking, I didn't just feel broke. I felt unseen. Like I was working so hard, yet nobody noticed. That does something to your mindset. It chips away at your confidence. This is what I call being an OG barber. And the longer you stay in that place, the harder it is to believe you're worth more. You start settling. You stop dreaming. You convince yourself, this is just how it's gonna be for me. But I'm here to remind you, that's a lie. Your talent isn't the ceiling, it's the foundation. The ceiling is set by your ability to be seen, to be known, to be remembered. And that starts with how you show up online. So if your content feels like a chore, or if it's getting no traction online, it's not because content doesn't work. It's because the strategy is missing. Posting random clips won't change your life, but posting with purpose, that will. Purpose is what turns viewers into bookings. Strategy is what turns followers into clients. And systems are what give you your time back. That's the real flex. Not cutting 20 heads a day, but cutting 5 a day and making more than you ever have. Not needing the shop to stay busy, but building your name so big, they come specifically for you, not for the shop name. That's what we build inside the Freedom Automation. And it's not for everyone. It's for barbers who are actually done being invisible, who are ready to be booked, respected, and free. So here's your next move. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop comparing yourself to others and start building the brand your future self will thank you for. You don't need anyone's permission to level up. You just need a plan. If this hit home and you're tired of guessing, here's what I want you to do. Go to my Instagram below and DM me FDB. I'll personally reach out to you and see how I could help you get to your next 15K a month. You can try and piece this all together on your own by scouring the internet, but save yourself tons of hours of stress and time because I packaged it all up for you in one place. Send me a DM on Instagram. My profile link is in the description below. Just remember, this is not theory. It's not hype. This is a step-by-step system built for barbers who want to rise. You've got the skill. Now, let's give it to the spotlight it deserves. Let's build a machine. Let's build your freedom back. As always, guys, brick by brick.